Pigeons, scientifically known as Columba livia domestica, are stout-bodied birds with a characteristic small head, short legs, and a unique ability to thrive in urban environments worldwide. Belonging to the Columbidae family, they are closely related to doves and share many physical traits such as soft, dense feathers and a distinct cooing call. Pigeons exhibit a diverse range of plumage colors and patterns, varying from subtle grays and browns to striking iridescent greens and purples. Known for their adaptability, pigeons are found in urban parks, city squares, and rural landscapes, often forming large flocks. They are renowned for their homing instinct, which allows them to navigate over long distances back to their roosting or nesting sites. Pigeons are primarily granivorous, feeding on seeds, grains, and occasionally insects or small invertebrates. Their ability to coexist with humans has made them a subject of cultural and historical significance, revered in some societies as symbols of peace, love, and loyalty. Pigeons are incredibly adaptable birds that can be found inhabiting a wide range of environments across the globe. They are particularly prevalent in urban areas, where they have successfully integrated into human-built landscapes, such as city parks, squares, and buildings. Pigeons often roost and nest on ledges, rooftops, and windowsills of buildings, utilizing these elevated spots for safety and warmth. In rural settings, pigeons can be found nesting on cliffs, rocky outcrops, and agricultural structures. They are also known to inhabit forests, woodlands, and scrublands, where suitable roosting and nesting sites are available. Pigeons are highly social birds and often gather in large flocks, especially in areas where food sources like seeds, grains, and discarded human food are plentiful. Their ability to adapt to various habitats and their tendency to coexist with human populations have contributed to their widespread distribution and abundance in both urban and rural environments worldwide. Over time, the populations of pigeons, particularly those living in urban environments, have shown notable fluctuations influenced by various factors. Historically, pigeons were abundant across cities worldwide due to their adaptability to human-altered landscapes and the availability of food sources like grains and seeds. However, in the early 20th century, urban pigeon populations faced declines in some regions due to pollution, habitat loss, and changes in urban planning that reduced nesting and roosting sites. Additionally, efforts to control pigeon numbers through culling and other methods were sometimes implemented in response to concerns about hygiene and nuisance issues associated with large flocks. In recent decades, the management of urban pigeon populations has become more nuanced, focusing on humane and sustainable methods such as habitat modification, deterrence techniques, and public education about responsible feeding practices. Some cities have implemented programs to discourage pigeon feeding and promote the use of bird-friendly architecture to reduce conflicts between pigeons and urban residents. Despite these efforts, pigeons continue to thrive in many urban areas globally, adapting to new environmental conditions and continuing to play a role in urban ecosystems as scavengers and seed dispersers. In contrast, wild pigeon populations, particularly those in natural habitats like cliffs and woodlands, have generally remained stable, or have rebounded in response to conservation efforts aimed at preserving natural habitats and managing hunting pressures. Overall, while urban pigeon populations have experienced fluctuations and management challenges over time, their ability to adapt and persist in human-dominated landscapes underscores their resilience as a species. The life cycle of a pigeon, from hatching to adulthood, is a fascinating journey marked by distinct stages of growth and development. It begins with the mating ritual, where male pigeons perform elaborate courtship displays to attract females. Once a pair bonds, they construct a nest, typically in elevated locations such as ledges or building rooftops, using twigs, leaves, and other materials. Female pigeons lay 1 or 2 eggs, which both parents take turns incubating for about 17 to 19 days. Upon hatching, the chicks are initially altrical, meaning they are born featherless, and dependent on their parents for warmth and food. Both parents participate in feeding the chicks crop milk, a nutritious secretion produced in their crops, until the young birds grow feathers and can regulate their body temperature independently. The fledging period, when chicks leave the nest and begin to explore their surroundings, usually occurs around 25 to 32 days after hatching. During this time, parents continue to care for and teach their offspring essential skills, such as foraging and avoiding predators. Once fully fledged, young pigeons gradually become independent and may join flocks with other juveniles and adult pigeons. Pigeons typically reach sexual maturity within their first year, after which they can participate in the mating cycle themselves, perpetuating the life cycle of these adaptable and resilient birds in urban and natural habitats alike. Pigeons, known for their adaptability and opportunistic feeding behavior, have a diverse diet that varies depending on their environment and availability of food sources. In urban settings, pigeons commonly consume grains such as wheat, corn, and barley, which are often found in parks, gardens, and public squares. They also feed on seeds from various plants, including grasses and weeds, which are plentiful in urban landscapes. Pigeons are adept at scavenging discarded human food, such as breadcrumbs, French fries, and other leftovers, which provide additional sources of nutrition. In more natural habitats like woodlands or agricultural areas, pigeons may feed on fruits, berries, and small insects or invertebrates. Their diet can also include small amounts of green vegetation, particularly in the form of tender shoots or leaves. Overall, pigeons are omnivorous with a preference for seeds and grains, but their ability to adapt to different food sources contributes to their success in diverse ecosystems around the world. Pigeons, despite their adaptability and abundance in urban and rural environments, do face predation from various sources. In urban areas, their primary predators are often domestic pets such as cats and dogs, which can catch them while they forage on the ground or rest in exposed locations like rooftops and ledges. Birds of prey, including hawks, falcons, and owls, also pose a threat to pigeons, especially when they are in flight or perched in open spaces. These raptors capitalize on pigeons' relatively slow flight and conspicuous perching habits to hunt them as prey. Additionally, larger mammals like raccoons and foxes may opportunistically prey on pigeons if they encounter them in urban or suburban environments. In natural habitats such as woodlands or cliffs where pigeons also reside, potential predators include snakes, larger birds like eagles or ravens, and occasionally small mammals like weasels or raccoons. Despite these predation risks, pigeons' adaptive behaviors, such as roosting in groups and being vigilant for threats, contribute to their survival in diverse ecosystems globally. Pigeons can be susceptible to a variety of diseases, some of which can also pose risks to humans and other animals. One common disease among pigeons is avian pox, caused by a virus that manifests as wart-like growths on the skin, beak, and feet. Avian pox can affect a pigeon's ability to feed and fly, potentially leading to severe health complications if left untreated. Another significant health concern is Newcastle disease, a viral infection that can cause respiratory, nervous, and digestive symptoms in pigeons. This disease is highly contagious and can spread rapidly among bird populations, posing a threat to domestic poultry as well. Respiratory infections such as pigeon paramyxovirus and avian influenza are also prevalent and can lead to symptoms like sneezing, coughing, and difficulty breathing. Parasitic infections, including coccidiosis and various external parasites like mites and lice, can weaken pigeons and compromise their overall health. Additionally, pigeons may suffer from nutritional deficiencies if they do not have access to a balanced diet, which can affect their immune system and make them more susceptible to infections. Proper hygiene, regular veterinary care, and management practices that reduce stress and exposure to disease vectors are essential for maintaining the health and well-being of pigeons in both urban and natural environments. The future for global pigeon populations is likely to be influenced by a combination of factors affecting both urban and natural habitats, where these birds reside. In urban environments, pigeons have demonstrated remarkable adaptability and resilience, thriving despite challenges such as pollution, habitat loss, and occasional management efforts to control their numbers. As cities continue to expand and human populations grow, urban pigeons may continue to find ample food sources and nesting sites, sustaining their populations in these bustling landscapes. However, the management of urban pigeon populations will remain a topic of concern, with efforts increasingly focusing on humane and sustainable practices that balance coexistence with urban biodiversity and public health considerations. In natural habitats, wild pigeon populations may face pressures related to habitat fragmentation, climate change, and competition from invasive species. Conservation efforts aimed at preserving and restoring natural habitats, such as forests and cliffs, where pigeons traditionally roost and nest, will be crucial for maintaining healthy populations of these birds in their native environments. Addressing threats like habitat loss and climate change through habitat restoration, protected areas management, and monitoring of population trends will be essential for the long-term conservation of wild pigeon species. Furthermore, ongoing research into pigeon biology, behavior, and disease management will inform strategies for mitigating potential risks to their populations. Public education about pigeons' ecological roles, as well as efforts to promote responsible urban planning and management practices, can contribute to sustainable coexistence between pigeons and humans, communities worldwide. By addressing these complex challenges proactively, there is optimism that pigeon populations can continue to thrive and contribute to biodiversity in both urban and natural landscapes in the future.